Multi-passionate people. Here's how people-pleasing is quietly crushing your soul. Every time you're inauthentic, every time you people-please, every time you disappoint yourself so as not to disappoint someone else, you sacrifice a bit of your soul, you crucify a bit of your creativity, and you lose a part of your true self. Okay? And the reason for that is you're a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human being having a spiritual experience. I'll say this again. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. We are spiritual beings because we think much deeper. We feel much deeper. We're empathetic. Some people call themselves empaths. Other people call themselves highly sensitive people. We're deeply creative people who think deeply, who feel deeply. And that is why we're spiritual beings having a human experience as opposed to the vice versa. And the problem with this is that part of our human experience means that we're trying to fit in with other humans, with other tribes. And this means that we disappoint ourselves so as to avoid disappointing other people. And this means we dislike ourselves so other people will like us. And this means we disrespect ourselves so other people will respect us. And this means we don't feel good enough. And why? Because we are taking our beautiful creative genius, we're taking this beautiful soul of ours, this beautiful, highly intelligent, articulate, highly sensitive brain and frequency, and we're crushing it into this tiny little box in order to be accepted by other people who are more often than not mediocre. So in other words, to avoid rejection from the tribe, we're dimming our lights, we're lowering our frequency, we're watering down our potential, we're rejecting our own truth to be liked by people. Often we just don't really like ourselves. And it's not our fault. As kids, we were told we were too much and we were too this and too sensitive or too whatever. And as a result of that, we reduced ourselves. We toned ourselves down in order to fit in. But the problem with that is that we will never achieve our life purpose. We will never fulfill our true creative self. We'll never be authentic and live the life that we're supposed to live because of the expectation of other people. And that is not our fault, but it's also our responsibility to change it. When we started wearing these masks, when we started creating these personas, we were too young to understand what we were doing. But as we've got older, and as we understand our multi-passionate creative nature, and our purpose, and our meaning, and everything that we want to achieve, we then have to shed the old. And that means to feel good enough. And the first step to feeling good enough is to stop dimming our lights, lowering our frequency, watering down our potential, and rejecting our own truth to be liked by people we don't necessarily like. It's incredibly important. Your whole life depends on it. This is the cycle. The acceptance of others, the tribe, whoever that might be, and that might be your family, it might be your friends, it might be, I don't know, work colleagues, whatever. The acceptance of others means the rejection of self. And that means you're not going to feel good enough, and that means you're going to have no alignment. And that means all this stuff here, you will go to the grave with your song still in you. You will never fulfill your creative purpose or meaning. You will live a life that's true to, you will not live a life that's true to yourself, but a life based on other people's expectations. And that is the most common dying regret. And it's all because you don't understand that you're a spiritual being. Your spirit requires for you to be free, to be liberated, to be who it's supposed to be. And that is your soul, your creativity, your true self, your authenticity. Your soul and your true self is to accept yourself. And once you can accept yourself, that means other people might reject you. But that doesn't matter. Other people may dislike you. You're going to disappoint people. They may dislike you. They may disrespect you. You have no control over that. They are not your people. But what you will do is you will draw other people to you magnetically because you are living your soul purpose. You're living, your creative self, your true self. And that just naturally attracts people to you. And it also means you're going to live a life of purpose. You're going to be able to help the younger version of yourself. You're going to be able to help solve problems for other people. And you're going to be in alignment. And that means that you can go to the grave without the dying regrets, live a life that's true to yourself and not what other people expect of you, and don't go to the grave with the song still in you. And this is why it's so important. And this is all because you're a spiritual being having a human experience. But it's your human experience that screws everything up by trying to fit in with other humans, other tribes, and so on. So you have to get away from that. So how do you do this? You have to break free. In order to do that, you have to rebuild self-trust. And you build self-trust by doing things and following your curiosity. So say, for example, you say, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel. You don't say, hey, I want to get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's too big a goal. Basically, your inner critic is going to